Hello folks, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I know we haven't had a few updates, so I thought what I'd do is give you a little bit of an update of what's going on, where we're at with our Volvo 480 restoration, and just generally where we're at with the channel at the moment. Remember, if you like what you see, please remember to subscribe by clicking the link down the bottom, and of course pop a comment on there as well. We also have a Patreon channel as well. If you'd like to support what I'm doing, put some comments, that kind of thing. Would love to see you there. So I'll put all the links, things like that, down in the box just below. So let's get on with the update. First of all, a very simple one. Hopefully you can hear me a bit clearer because I do have a little microphone that works now. After all the video problems and that kind of thing I've had, we're now working on a smartphone which seems to be doing the job quite nicely. And you can see it's a lovely day out here as well. So it's a great day for a bit of an update. So our Volvo 480, let's kneel down a little bit. So where are we at with this? Well, after the last videos, which have been a little bit split up, we have reconditioned and put back on the first two calipers. So that is on this side, on the passenger side, front and rear. So I reckon brake wise we're good. I've actually put some new pads on the rear because if you remember in the last video I foolishly threw those out. So new pair of pads. Actually, to be honest, for the entire axle it came to around about £10, something like that, so not too bad at all. And we've obviously got the new brake hose on and the painted caliper and that kind of thing. So I think the left hand side, brake wise, we're not looking too bad. One other thing that I did find when I was looking at the front is the lower bushes on the wishbone don't look very good at all, so I think that's going to be another one that we need to tackle. Not quite sure how to attack that yet. Now I know that you can replace the entire wishbone and the bushes, but they can be quite pricey, looking at around about £60–65 per wishbone. So I might try and get just the bushes themselves and do a replacement. Hard part with that is pushing the new ones in. Now I might be able to use, I do have a hydraulic spring compressor, one of the ones that you've probably seen in a few garages and places like that, not the wind up spring types, the ones that are dangerous for doing springs, to be absolutely honest. So what I'll do is I'll show you a little bit. I'll see if I can take you in there and show you that that bushing that I can see is dropping apart. Here we go. So we're on the passenger side and just looking at the bushes there. Not quite as clear from here, but when we've got the wheel off, it's very evident that we've got a bit of a problem there. Just notice we've got a little bit of an oil leak as well. Now that oil leak looks more like the gearbox to me, but that's a plastic cover, so that one might be to investigate later on. But as with most things, there's quite a list to be working on. Now the front part of the car isn't too bad bodywork wise. Got a little patch of rust that I want to get to sooner rather than later, but the front is pretty solid. The problems come when we get to the back, and this is where I've got the real dilemma at the moment. You can see this wing here, we've got a few bits of bubbled, and we've got this large patch here, but generally the rest of this wing isn't too bad until we go inside, and you can see we've got a huge hole in the sill. So that's where what we're going to have to do is cut it out, and we're going to do some welding and fabrication. So that's going to be in a future video. Trust me, you're going to be learning as I do in that case. And if we go around to the other side, now this one is a little bit worse. You can see the bubbling is a lot worse on this one, so I think there's going to be more sections cut out and replaced here. Again, the sill here isn't good, so I'm going to be doing some more welding and fixing on that side. I haven't tackled the brakes yet. I think that's probably what I'm going to do off camera. It's going to be very similar to the other caliper rebuilds. Take them off, rebuild. I've got the rebuild kits in the garage, so we're all ready to go. It's just when I get a little bit of time to do that. And on to the last bit, which is what I was using this wiring loom for, which was to try and fix the info center, the digital display that works on the car. Now, I took quite a bit of time working on that and attempting the fix on it, and unfortunately that has been unsuccessful. What I did manage to get is I was getting the display lighting up, but unusual segments, and it didn't seem to light up for long. So I think that one is going to be put on hold, because the problem I've got is, whilst I'm doing that, as you can see, the dashboard is all in pieces whilst I take this in and out and test it out. Now the thing is, rev counter, speedo, all the other functions of this work. So what I think is, I might, because I've got so many other jobs to do on our Volvo, is put it back in, fasten it all back in, and we'll leave that one for a future project, because I think we've got plenty of projects to be getting on with in the meantime. So I think that's what I'm going to do there. So we'll get the dashboard back together all in one piece. It'll also make the car look a little bit better, because at the moment you can see, I'll just, if I get back out, the front of the car, I've got various carpets up. I did put the ECU back in place in the driver footwell, so that's good. But if you look in the back, I still have the back all apart, so I could get at the fuel pump, which is all working great, I have to say. So I can just plug the connector back on and leave all of that. So I might actually get the back of the car back in, start to make it look a little bit better, because it is looking very sorry for itself at the moment, our 480 ES Special. And that's kind of where I'm at the moment with it. It's becoming quite a large project. I was hoping I wasn't going to have the welding job that I needed to. The other part to mention on the welding is, first of all, that I haven't done welding before, so this is going to be a learning stage. But the other part of it is that underneath, we're not too bad in terms of rust. So the main chassis, the main bodywork, the footwells, the underside isn't too bad at all. It just seems to be the part where there's been stone chips, or the typical part where rain pools in the bottom of the sills. So that's the good side to that. What I'm going to do is get the car up onto ramps, because I got some ramps recently, and get underneath it, clean off all the surface rust and cover the bottom. So use a sealant to seal the bottom back in, so that hopefully the underneath will stay in as decent condition as it is right now, which I think should help preserve things, and it means one less thing to worry about. Like I say, things like this are worrying me. Don't want that to get any worse and start to damage. So I think what I'm going to do is get this out, get it covered, fix it first, see how bad it is. Not too bad, so I might be able to rust convert that kind of thing, then get a base coat on, and then get a clear lacquer, or at least a protective coat over the front, because we are getting towards winter, aren't we, and don't really want to leave it exposed over another winter. So that brings me on to the unboxing part of the video, so let me go and get that. As all good YouTube channels have, we have an unboxing video. Now I bought this just because it was on a special offer and thought this might be a good idea to have over the car, try to prevent any more direct rain and moisture and things like that getting onto the car. It should just give it a little bit of protection. You can see it should cover us quite successfully. Highly water resistant, UV protection, breathable, all that kind of stuff. The curious part of the whole thing is it looks all decent until you get to the bottom there. Note, this cover is not waterproof. I don't quite understand that, to be honest, because I'm sure that it says water resistant. Maybe that's a difference. Waterproof, water resistant, I don't know. Anyway, let's get this open. Oh, it's neatly tied up with a little bow. What's that? Oh, it's a bag. Bag. Don't need that. That's all there is to it. Okay, I think I might show putting that on another time, because I'm not going to put it on right now because we've got a lovely day. Might see if we can work on a little piece of rust, at least get a little bit of progress on it. As usual, quick disclaimer, don't really know what I'm doing, but give a little bit of this a go. Now I did do a little test with this stuff a while back, not on a car, on something else, and it did seem to work quite well. But how well it works on this, I'm not quite sure. But let's, oh dear. Again, I am a trained idiot. Well, not trained, but you know what I mean. So, what exactly this will end up doing to the car, not quite sure. But hopefully, this stuff will work its magic, and we'll see what happens. That's probably enough. What we'll do is we'll leave that for a bit and see the reaction. You know those moments when you think, should I have done that or not? Yeah, I'm still undecided. I don't know if that's good or bad. It does say it goes sort of black and blue if it's working. And that's certainly gone a black colour in reacting. But there are still rusty little bits, so I really don't know. I think leave this for the hour or so that you're supposed to. We'll come back to it, give a little bit of a clean up, and if nothing else, we'll get a little bit of filler and top cover on it. Hopefully it'll protect it. So anyway, so that's probably about all for this video for now. Might post a little bit of an update later on, but otherwise, watching this kind of random update video, and I should hopefully have some more for you next time. So once again, thank you for watching. There's more things coming up in the channel. We'll keep on with the Volvo480 updates, so remember to keep subscribed for that, and it'll always be listed under the playlists for the Volvo480. Also going to be continuing my new project, which is Junk and Driving, which is driving the regular cars that everyone drives, you and I. So your Vauxhalls, your Citroens, your Volvos, all the regular cars, the daily drives, that kind of thing. So going to be doing that project very shortly, kicking off with a nice little Citroen on that project. So that'll be coming up very soon as well. So make sure you stay subscribed. As always, if there's anything you want to talk about, if there's anything you like, dislike, let me know in the comments section, and I shall see you in the next video. Thank you as always for watching.